Hey everybody, it's Kneecap here, and in this video I'm going to be talking about mounts. Now what am I going to be talking about mounts? I'm going to be talking about the top 5 mounts that I have and the top 5 mounts that I reasonably want. A little prelude quickly. Basically, I finished up my artifact weapon as far as all of the damage throughput abilities. So I finished that out tonight, and I was like, you know what? I haven't farmed these mounts in forever. I'm gonna go do that, and it just got me thinking. What are the favorite mounts that I have? Looking through my mounts, what are those mounts that I still want that I have a reasonable chance to get? So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and start, and I'm going to go 5 down to 1 on each category, and we'll go with the top 5 mounts I have already first, and a little bit about them. Um, you're going to see quality of the mounts that I have is that I like mounts that I get them when the content is current, if possible, and it makes it seem like it was more of an accomplishment. So at number 5, I have the Smoldering Emberwren. That is the Drake that drops off of Nightbane in the new Karazhan. Now, I know this isn't a hard mount to get because it's like 100% drop rate, I'm pretty sure, but just one person from your group can get it at a time. However, I got this, I believe, the second week it was out. I did come in and heal it. You know, the people say that paladin healers can't do certain things or whatever. I came in and healed it. I did it on my second or third try, not knowing any mechanics at all of the fight. So I was kind of proud of that. I helped the group, and I was the one who got it. Some of them were a little bit depressed because basically I didn't run any of the instants prior to that. They were stuck on Nightbane. Their healer could not do it. They stuck with him for 2 hours, guys. And eventually they kicked him because he couldn't heal it, and it was his fault. I came in there 3 tries and we had it down, and they might have deserved the mount more than me, but I think I deserved it as well, getting it down for him. At number 4, we have the White Polar Bear. Now, this was during Wrath of the Lich King. This is a little known mount because if you weren't doing the content, you probably never would really, unless you see it, you're never going to know about it. I believe, and I'm sorry I didn't look this up, but I believe it was from like a daily quest that you could do in the Storm Peaks for one of the factions there. And you did this quest where you rode around on a polar bear, I'm pretty sure. And it was just one of those typical when you're riding on a thing that runs and you have the action buttons and stuff. And this was a chance to drop off of it. It's called the White Polar Bear if you're interested in looking that up. At number 3, now this is one that I did not get in current content, and it's the Raven Lord, and that's from Heroic Sethekk Halls. Originally, this mount was only obtainable if you had a druid in your group, but they did later on change it to where just the boss is always there in Heroic Sethekk Halls. I only got this mount within the past year, I know for sure, but I had farmed it so many times, at one point literally doing it daily, like many before me have as well. And this is one of the few that I farmed a ton that I actually have gotten. So there we have that. I normally either get the mount while it's current or I don't get it at all. At number 2, we have the Fossilized Raptor. This is just a ground mount. It's from Archaeology. I got this again. I didn't know how rare this mount was, to be honest, because I got it probably within the first month that it was released. I was really into Archaeology, especially when it first came out. It was really cool. They've really just made it complete shit for the most part, but you still can get this mount though. I got it real early when it was current. Didn't know it was rare even. Because a few people that I knew had it as well, so I didn't think it was rare. Now apparently people say it's rare, so I'm just gonna go by the words of those I talked to. At number 1, I have my Onyxia Drake. I got this mount again, maybe the second week, maybe the third week that Onyxia was re-released. I actually did not win the role on this, guys, but I was the raid leader. I did not ninja loot it. We had a boomkin. I don't remember the name, but I always remember it was a boomkin who won the role. They were actually on their alt, and this was before. Guys, mounts were across all your characters. So if he would have learned it, he actually didn't even have flying on that character, and it was an alt. He was like a healer normally, I believe, and this was his alt that he used to DPS a boomkin. He didn't have flying, so he passed, and I happened to have the second highest roll. Some people wanted to do a re-roll, but I think over half the raid said that just second highest roll. It just happened to be me. They also thought I deserved it because I was raid leader, so there's probably some kissing up as well. But I absolutely love this mount. It still has one of the coolest like emotion things that it does or whatever. When it's on the ground, or if you know, there's a certain buttons you can press in the air to make it do it as well. But it has a really cool, action that it does. So now on to the top 5 mounts that I want. And I want to stress that these are not the top 5 mounts that I don't have that are cool, like Time Lost Proto Drake. But I'm probably never going to sit there for weeks until I get that. So that would just be complete luck if I got that. So these are mounts that I can farm for, and I care enough to farm for. At number 5, I have the Vitreous Stone Drake. That drops off Slab Hide in the Stone Core. That was during Cataclysm. This boss just drops off any difficulty. You can get this during Cataclysm Time Walking. It's in Deepholm, the Zone Deepholm in the Instant Stone Core. I believe he's the second Drake boss in there, and you kill him and you can have a chance to get them out. Never seen it. I might have seen it once actually. I think I might have seen it during a Time Walking when Time Walking Kata was first out. I think I might have seen someone else get one. At number 4, I have the Fiery Warhorse from Atumen the Huntsman in the old Karazhan during Burning Crusade. Now this one I have out because of how many times I did Atumen the Huntsman when it was current without getting it. So like I said, I like getting things when they're current. I did not get this. I'd never even seen this one drop. I don't know how many kills I have on Atumen the Huntsman on old Kara, but it's a lot because my guild was stuck in Kara for a long time back then. I also put a note here that I also wouldn't mind getting Midnight Eternal Reigns from the new Kara. That wouldn't mean that I wouldn't stop trying to go get the old one, but it would be cool because I got it when it was current. At number 3, I have the Blue Proto Drake. That drops off of Scotty in Utgard Pinnacle, the Ruthless. That was during Wrath of the Lich King. Now you can get this during the Time Walking, so it gives you a better chance to do it. If you spam Time Walking, you can get Utgard Pinnacle multiple times in a day, so it does up your chances of getting it ever so slightly. And I have done this many times. I farmed this when it was current with some friends. I have never seen this one drop either, guys, so one day I will get this Blue Proto Drake. The top 3 here I really want. At number 2, we have the Death Charger. Now this currently drops off of Rivendare. It used to drop off the old boss, which I can't even remember. I know he's one of the 4 horsemen now, but I can't remember his name. But now it drops off of Rivendare in Stratholme, and of course Stratholme is a vanilla instance. This is like one of the first times that a dungeon dropped a mount, which was really cool, and it's still a really cool mount. I would really love to have it. At one point, I was farming it multiple times a day. You can farm it like 5 times an hour or whatever the instance relock or reset is. I would really love to have that mount. And at number 1, a mount I've been farming, like so many of you maybe have, the Ashes of Alar. This drops off Kael'thas Sunstrider in the Eye. This raid was during the Burning Crusade. I started farming this. I only killed it like once or twice when it was current, so I can't say I could have got it when it was current. I really couldn't have, without extreme luck or whatever. And but I started farming it starting in Wrath. It was very hard to solo. I had to do a bunch of crazy stuff to solo it. Sometimes I would get a buddy to come help me, and we would just say we'll just /roll on it. And one day I hope to get Ashes of Alar. At one point I was farming it on like 4 different characters every week. A lot of people have this mount now, so it's not super duper rare, but it's one that I'm always going to want. And a funny story about it, I guess, is that I used to think it dropped off of Alar himself, and I used to never even finish the raid when I was farming it, thinking that it dropped off him. Now, of course, that only lasted probably 5-6 weeks, whatever, but hey, this could have been the 5 or 6 weeks that I got it. So, in conclusion, what I want to know is, if you're watching this, what are your favorite mounts? What mounts are on your wish list? What do you think about my list? Everything like that. And as always, have a good one. Hey everyone, thanks for watching. Thumbs up and sub as always. Also comment below, share the videos. Appreciate it so much. You can also check me out at Twitter at WowGamingInc. and Twitch with the tag name Kneecap Killa. So everyone have a good one, and see you again soon.